Is Keir Starmer trying to save his political future by copying Nigel Farage? That's the question burning across Britain today. In a stunning political pivot, the Labour leader has rolled out a sweeping immigration crackdown, policies that echo the very same hardline rhetoric used by Reform UK.
As a matter of national security, over the weekend, an illegal immigrant from Iran, who we believe came by boat, was arrested in the north of England on serious charges of terrorism.
But is this sudden shift a genuine attempt to control borders, or is it a desperate move to stop bleeding support to the rising right?
Since the speech on Monday, 1,000 young, undocumented young males have crossed the English Channel. Does the Prime Minister agree? Now is the time to declare the situation in the English Channel as a national security emergency.
Stay with us as we break down every detail, every motive, and every consequence behind what may be Starmer's most controversial move yet. The crackdown begins.
We are taking powers. The Borders Bill, precisely to his point, the Borders Bill is the first bill to give terrorism-like powers to law enforcement, precisely so that we can get in before the crimes are committed, before people get to this country. That's right. This is the most far-reaching provision ever for law enforcement to defend and secure our borders.
Keir Starmer's new immigration policy landed like a thunderclap. In a detailed announcement, Labour outlined plans that mark one of the most significant shifts in party stance in decades. For a party historically known for more liberal immigration positions, the proposals were nothing short of radical. At the heart of the crackdown is a commitment to cut immigration numbers significantly, without hiding behind vague promises. Starmer pledged to end the recruitment of overseas care workers, double the residency period for settlement from 5 years to 10, and require immigrants to pass higher-level English proficiency tests. Furthermore, only degree-qualified individuals will now qualify for skilled worker visas under the proposed plan. Additionally, Labour intends to deport all convicted foreign nationals, close existing loopholes in the deportation process, and slap penalties on employers who prioritise overseas labour instead of local hires. In effect, Starmer is erecting a fortress around Britain, and he's doing it in language that wouldn't seem out of place at a Reform UK rally. What's driving this massive U-turn? Is it policy or panic? The Reform UK pressure. To understand this shift, you have to look at what's happening outside of Labour. Reform UK, led by Richard Tice and backed prominently by Nigel Farage, has surged in recent polls. In fact, a recent Ipsos survey revealed something shocking. Many Britons now view Reform UK as the main opposition party, not the Conservatives, not the Lib Dems, and not Labour. That statistic alone sends alarm bells ringing through Labour HQ. Reform UK's support is rooted in strong anti-immigration messaging. Their stance, Britain's borders are broken. Their solution, hardline reforms, stricter deportations, and putting British people first. And they've been relentless in hammering Labour for being soft on immigration and crime. The electoral threat is real. Reform UK is chipping away not only at Conservative support, but also at traditionally working-class Labour strongholds. For Starmer, this creates a political nightmare. Lose to the right on one hand, or alienate progressive Labour voters on the other. So, what's the strategy? Outflank them by mimicking, or at least borrowing, the language and policy outline of Reform UK. Starmer hopes to neutralise their advantage. He's not just shifting left or right, he's trying to straddle both ends, grabbing enough voters from both sides to secure power. But this move comes with risks, because while policy can shift, credibility can't be manufactured overnight. Policy by panic? Critics are already calling this a panic pivot. For months, Labour had defended more moderate immigration positions, even promoting the economic necessity of skilled migration. But now, as public sentiment swings toward restriction and reform, UK gains ground. Starmer's team appears to be rewriting the playbook. The question being asked everywhere, is this leadership or is this survival? Consider the care sector. By cutting off overseas recruitment, Labour may be jeopardising a system already stretched thin. The UK's social care industry heavily relies on migrant workers, many of whom fill critical shortages. According to the Migration Advisory Committee, more than 50,000 care vacancies were filled last year by non-British workers. Take them away and the care system risks collapse. Then there's the English language requirement. Raising the bar sounds reasonable until you realize how many skilled professionals, from nurses to tech workers, might get blocked despite being fluent in practical terms. Academic English isn't always necessary for job competency. And what about the 10-year settlement rule? Doubling the time someone has to wait before becoming a permanent resident sends a clear message. You're welcome to work, pay taxes, and fill labor gaps, but don't expect to belong here. In short, the policies are a gamble. They may win headlines and calm certain segments of the electorate, but they also risk deepening economic strain and social division. The human cost? Beneath the headlines, there's a human dimension to these changes that can't be ignored. For thousands of families, the proposed 10-year settlement threshold means a longer wait to feel secure. It means living in uncertainty, renewing visas, paying expensive fees, and feeling perpetually temporary. For care workers already struggling to adjust to long hours and low wages, the recruitment ban is nothing short of betrayal. Many came to the UK under legal channels, filled roles few others wanted, and now may find themselves unwanted overnight. Then there are the countless students and young professionals whose future plans are now in limbo. A higher English requirement may disqualify some of the world's best coders, doctors, or engineers, not because they lack skill, but because they don't pass an arbitrary language exam. Starmer's crackdown isn't just about numbers, it's about the lives of real people, contributing members of society now caught in the crossfire of political warfare. By framing the immigration debate as a battle over control and sovereignty, Labour risks stripping away the humanity from the conversation. In trying to outflank Reform UK, Labour might be sacrificing its own moral compass. Reaction from the public and experts. Public reaction has been predictably divided. Right-leaning media outlets and commentators hailed the policy as a long-overdue correction, while Labour's traditional base, the unions, liberal academics, and human rights groups, expressed outrage. The British Medical Association issued a cautious warning. Tighter immigration rules could exacerbate NHS staffing shortages, already at crisis levels. Care sector advocates called the policy short-sighted and irresponsible. Meanwhile, Tory figures accused Starmer of plagiarising conservative immigration platforms without admitting it. And Reform UK, Farage wasted no time calling the plan a weak imitation of what Britain really needs, accusing Labour of hypocrisy and empty gestures. The business community wasn't pleased either. The Confederation of British Industry argued that restrictions on skilled workers, particularly degree-level requirements, could stifle growth in tech and manufacturing. Among the general public, the mood is mixed. Polls show increasing support for reduced immigration, but also concern over the effect on public services and the economy. People want control, but they also want competence. This puts Starmer in a political bind. If the policies fail, he'll be blamed for disrupting essential sectors. If they succeed numerically, but alienate voters emotionally, he may still lose key seats. In trying to be all things to all voters, Labour may be failing to satisfy anyone fully. Is this the new Labour? Starmer's latest move poses a bigger question. What does Labour stand for in 2025? Under Tony Blair, New Labour rebranded itself as pro-market, pro-Europe, and centrist. Under Jeremy Corbyn, the party shifted sharply to the left, focusing on social justice, public ownership, and open immigration. Now under Starmer, we see something new, a pragmatic, if opportunistic, middle road that borrows heavily from the right when convenient. But this strategy may backfire if voters see it as inauthentic. You can't out-Farage, and copying Reform UK's language may erode trust without earning true support. Labour risks being perceived as a party without identity, just reacting to polls, chasing headlines, and abandoning long-held principles for short-term gain. That's a dangerous place to be, especially when entering a general election season. The soul of the party may be on the line. Final thoughts. Keir Starmer's immigration crackdown may win him some headlines. It may even win a few swing votes, but the cost could be higher than he expects. By trying to outflank Reform UK, Labour runs the risk of alienating its core, compromising its values, and exposing itself to charges of political opportunism. Meanwhile, essential sectors could suffer, migrant families may feel betrayed, and the broader electorate might see through the pivot. Is it strategy or desperation? Only time and the ballot box will tell. But one thing is clear. In this battle for Britain's future, playing both sides may leave Starmer stuck in the middle, pleasing no one and risking it all.